Hi, and thank you for joining me for another video. And friends, today I'm going to remind you what is Judaism. And friends, the reason I feel this video is so important is because the truth is that many of you have either forgotten or never really knew to begin with what is Judaism. But regardless, it honestly seems that no one knows anymore. That's why I'm making this video today. My friends, Judaism is not what some rabbi may declare it to be, or what the majority may agree it is. It's not left up to a vote. It cannot in any way destroy itself. No, my friends, Torah Judaism is the Almighty's ethical will for humanity, and that's it. An absolute will that was authored by the Almighty himself, not limited to how we may feel about it. A will that cannot be circumvented by what we choose to believe or by what some mystic claims to reveal, but rather it just is the way it's always been, pure and static, with the same goal it's had since its inception, and that's the ultimate goal, which is true and everlasting peace for all. And why do I feel I have to mention this today? Well, because, my friends, Judaism today does not represent these ideals, not even in the slightest way. Honestly, it saddens me to say that Orthodox Jews today do not honestly even worship the God described in Torah, but instead they worship rabbis and religious Jewish culture. And of course, when I say Orthodox Jews, I don't mean every Orthodox Jew, which is the same that I even have to clarify this for the haters out there. But the truth is that Judaism nowadays has become so far detached from what it was intended to be, from what it once was. And what's that? The last best hope humanity had to survive. I mean, can you even imagine that we belong to a religion that fights tooth and nail to keep newcomers, to keep non-Jews out? People who are just trying to join us, to be a part of us, who want to become better, who want to leave their destructive lives behind and leave something pure and even better for their children. But what do? When they come to us, we spit in their faces and we turn them away. Did you hear what I just said? And when I challenge the establishment and ask them why do they do this when there's no halakha, there's no Torah source that teaches us to do so, I hear, oh, well, this is just a custom of the modern rabbis to do so. And you know what? Honestly, I don't give a damn about what some later bigoted rabbi endorses. Where's the halakha? Where is this in Torah? And this is not an issue only with potential converts. Do you know what's one of the main reasons that even born Jews hate the Orthodox? Because of their cruel and different cliquish attitudes. When even if you look a little different than the majority, maybe a different color skirt, or you're not wearing a sheitel but a tichel, or the color of your kippah is a little different, people will not talk to you. If you pronounce Hebrew a little differently, either Ashkenaz or Sephardic, people will not talk to you. And these are just the symptoms of a bigger problem. And never think that there's anything wrong with Torah or even with the Divrei Sofrim. This is due to the ethical corruption of our later leaders over the past 1,000 years. And when a rabbi does show up and try to do things right and welcome others and share the same love that he feels for the Creator with others, and tries to make Torah the only dividing line, he gets ridiculed and even kicked out of synagogues. And worse, the converts he makes are called goyim to their faces. Does anyone study halakha anymore? Because I'm speaking about myself. Can you honestly tell me what the heck is a fake conversion? Oh, a conversion that rabbis don't choose to endorse? That's a fake conversion? And those converts are in some way still pagan and non-Jews because the rabbi doesn't like the person who converted them? Honestly, does anyone care to study Jewish law anymore? Or has rabbi worship prevailed completely in our society? And when I say rabbi worship, this notion should not surprise you. Go look up what Das Torah means, the concept that's basically taught in every Orthodox synagogue in the world today, and then try to justify it by what's written in Chazal. How they even have the audacity to kick out a Torah-observant Jew and even a rabbi to date from 8 synagogues, and even threatening the police in some cases with no beit din, with no halachic cause, just because I don't fit into their box. Again, does anyone study Jewish law anymore? And the shame that many of you hear me today will say, oh, that this is just Rabbi Asher exaggerating things again. My friends, I'm the one who gets the emails. I'm the one who gets the phone calls of people crying on the other end of the line, Jew and non-Jew, telling me that, you know what, Rabbi Asher, I took your advice. I went to my local synagogue Because I want Torah to what? To just be rejected and embarrassed in front of my wife and my kids. How some were even threatened with the police if they would not leave, which is actually a daily occurrence in synagogues in Latin America, if you didn't know, on how the majority of the world's Orthodox rabbis endorse the ban on conversions worldwide. Did you know that conversions are outlawed by the Rabbanut in 95% of the world today? But that doesn't keep you up at night, right? Or on how I've seen countless people, Jew and non-Jew, end up becoming Muslim because of the behavior and indifference of Jews. Then I make a video bringing down the opinions of Tosfos and the Rosh and how perhaps self-conversion may be an option for all those who've been pushed aside like this or live in Muslim countries where people can't convert and everyone just calls me a fool and a liar and with no challenge, no debate, but just defaming me. Or on how the women of the community we converted in Ecuador till today are forced to use the ocean and lakes at nighttime for a mikvah because the new local Chabad chooses not to recognize their conversions. Mind you, there are no religious Jews in the city, but our group in Chabad closes its doors and its mikvah to these poor devout women who are, again, forced to enter lakes and the ocean at nighttime only because they devoutly want to fulfill the mitzvah of Taharat HaMishpacha. But I'm exaggerating, right? And if you don't recognize your conversion, which I really don't understand the halachic position on why, show love and reconvert them. Oh, but you support the ban on conversion. Well, then, my friends, you could just go to hell. And my friends, I'm speaking today to all people who have sacrificed it all. Friends, family, money, your social status to follow the truth, to follow Torah, only to just find out that it was all a farce. Not real, made up, baseless, meaningless traditions that has crept in within the last 2,000 years. And my friends, I'm no Karaite, and I'm definitely no atheist. I believe in Torah Shebiktav, which is the written law, and Torah Shebal Peh, which is the authority of Chazal, and I'm still saying this. I mean, actually, walk into your average bookstore and pick up a book on Judaism and its beliefs and practices, and I could almost guarantee that around 85% of what you will read is not based on either Torah nor Chazal. And for some reason, this fact does not keep Jews up at night. Friends, it's ridiculous on how I make videos investigating and revealing the sources for certain mystical practices, revealing them as fabricated by modern rabbis, and nothing changes. And worse, yet people insult me for having the audacity to challenge the opinions of the mystical rabbis. Friends, I want to ask you, does truth matter anymore? Because honestly, don't you all know that only because someone declares something to be true does not actually make it true, especially when it involves the Creator and His will? Simple enough, right? In other words, if tomorrow I told you that by wearing a shoe on your head it would secure a place for you in Olam Haba or give your dead relative an Aliyat Neshama, would you still do it? And worse, would you believe it? When it's not even in Torah and not even brought down by Chazal? My friends, not even Chazal have the authority to establish metaphysical reality. So why this hatred for the truth? I know why, because you seem not to know what Judaism is. Because if you do, why then do you believe in and do all the nonsensical practices that exist in the Jewish world today, when I could prove to you that the majority of them were all made up? My friends, why not return to the Judaism that was legislated by the Great Court if you didn't worship modern rabbis as gods? And regarding these modern rabbis, I mean, just read their biographies. These were not normal people. These were very, very sick individuals. Individuals that I'm sure that if they were diagnosed today would have major, major psychological issues. People who would stay awake for days at a time and then fall into a deep depression that would last sometimes even years. And all this hidden behind the title of Sadiq or even Holy Man. And it was these individuals that created the culture, this culture that we're living today around themselves, what people call Judaism today. Now, I'm not speaking for all of them. I'm sure some were better than others. But my friends, this is not Judaism. And this is not how Chazal behaved. And this is definitely not Torah. So what is Torah? The Torah are the life-changing instructions contained within the 5 books of Moses, accompanied by the halachot, or ceremonial or ritualistic rules put into place by Chazal or the Sanhedrin to help us keep the written law in a uniform manner. And that's it, and that's all. Every other book or idea that does not base itself on these principles can either be disposed of or regulated to commentary. So the next time you hear a rabbi say that Judaism teaches this or that, and he does not base it on what we just mentioned, tell that rabbi to stop hijacking Judaism, because we can no longer stand idly by while the true Amunah continues to be hijacked. This is why things don't get better. This is why anti-Semitism is on the rise, because we have a problem and you will not stand up to do anything to fix it. And it's funny that one of the things that seem to unite religious Jews is their hatred for what I teach, claiming that I have some secret agenda, that I'm not a rabbi, and heck, some people say that I'm not even Jewish. And my response to anyone out there who feels that anything I'm saying is a lie, to challenge me on it. Actually, till today I have over 400 lectures online, and still all of my enemies refuse to halachically contradict what I teach. Why not? Because I don't make things up, my friends, but they do. What I teach is authentic Torah Judaism without any nonsense attached. And actually, I want to challenge all those today who constantly accuse me of either not being Jewish, of not being an ordained rabbi, or performing fake conversions, or even charging for anything I've ever done in the Jewish world, that I will stop teaching Torah if anyone could bring one proof, just one proof, that any of these accusations are true. Hey, there's so much online, so much crap spoken about me that this, in their opinion, should not be hard. And if not, I guess it'll be easy to expose the Motzei Shemra. And know that when you basically attack me, you're not attacking me, but you're attacking authentic Judaism. If not, please bring a source. And no, my friends, what the rabbis say today is not a source, which has been the basis for virtually every attack and insult towards me to date. Oh, my rabbi would never accept that, or the rabbis today don't do it like that, or you can have smicha because you don't behave like most rabbis do. And these are typically the attacks of my least educated critics. However, those who may know a little more attack me on the basis that there are some opinions, even among Chazal, that may disagree with my conclusions. And the issue with these individuals is the failure to realize that there are more than one opinion on the issue, and that only because someone does not hold by their Rishon does not make them wrong, as long as the opinion being held is also noted by Chazal. I mean, can you even imagine imams or pastors even considering or calling one of their own an imposter just because they believe in spreading their religion to others? You were right. It was always how you felt that it's supposed to be before these stupid rabbis told you different. But regardless, Judaism is slowly but surely returning to the great belief system it once was. And I don't want to claim that I'm the only one in this fight, because there are many, many out there that even through all the insults and ridicule do not give up. And I think I could honestly say that we are quite satisfied at the impact we're making in disrupting your little bubble you have created and labeled Judaism. And be sure that we will either penetrate your bubble and change it, or completely burn it to the ground so that it ceases to misrepresent the Creator's will for humanity. For everything Jewish, don't forget to visit bejewish.org or doordea.com. Thank you.